coverage of Interop is brought to you by HP Networking. Change the rules to enable the cloud. Also brought to you by Citrix and GoToMeeting. Go over to GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free Now button, and enter in the word podcast for a 30-day free trial. And also Telestream and Wirecast. Produce your show straight from your computer right to the internet with Wirecast. Geekazine is a proud member of the TechPodcast.com network. If it's tech, it's here.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for coming to join us in Las Vegas. And I'd also like to make a special welcome to all of our customers and journalists who are joining us all around the world right now via the web. Today's a very exciting day for HP, and we believe it's a very exciting day for customers and for the networking industry as a whole. If you look back over the last 2 years, what HP set out to do was to transform the networking industry. And I believe if you look at the success we've had in the market with our sales, with the customer deployments we've made, and especially the new technologies we're announcing today at this very event, you'll see that we're well on our way to transforming this market for the better. So why does the market need transformation? Well, really, it's a market that suffered from a lack of innovation for a very long period of time, as well as a lack of competition. And because of that, we've had legacy networks out there that, since they haven't innovated very quickly, have really held customers up from doing the things they want to do with their businesses so that they can react more quickly to social media, video, and the things that are happening in the industry today. It's an industry that's been marked by disjointed architectures, making it more complex for customers to implement networks and more complex for them to manage them. There's been no consistent view into the physical and virtual world that exists today. And finally, there's been great difficulty in securing both the virtual and private cloud and networking. So with that, HP has been here to lead change. Now, if you look at it, our networking products that we have today that you hear us talk about are part of a larger change that's happening in the data center itself, something we call the trend of convergence in HP Converged Infrastructure. Converged Infrastructure is the way we brought together servers and storage and networking and management software into a unified architecture and whole. It's something we introduced about 18 months ago. Again, we've seen huge market acceptance of it in terms of our sales. Customers have really liked it, they've bought it. And the reason why they bought it is that it's added great flexibility to their ability to get their job done. It's given them the innovations that they require. And it's been done in a way that allows them to start in small steps while moving to the larger infrastructure over time. Networking has been a key part of converged infrastructure. And everything that we'll announce today is part of our converged infrastructure strategy. So if you look at what are our strategic pillars when we talk about what we want to do in the networking business. First, fundamentally we believe that competition is a good thing. Competition helps customers, gives them better service from their suppliers, helps with innovation, helps keep everybody on their toes. And if you look at the networking market over the last 10 years, it has suffered from a lack of competition. Because of a lack of competition, innovation has been slow, architectures have been disjointed, and customers have paid the price for that. So competition is a key pillar of our strategy in the networking. Second of all, as you just heard me, innovation is critical. Businesses are changing at a rate that we've never seen before. New technologies in other markets, like servers and storage, are coming at a rapid pace. Networking has not been able to keep up to that same pace. HP fundamentally is a company that's been built on innovation. And we believe the networking market needs more innovation. And again, in today's presentations, you'll see new innovations that we're bringing to networking to solve some of the customers' most critical problems in this area. And it's a key pillar for what we'll be doing. And then finally, if you talk to most customers, one of the biggest challenges they have in the data center today, or in the campus environment, or even out the edge, is how to effectively manage all of their IT assets. And networking has really been a huge challenge here. Where today, literally, a single customer can be faced with dozens of different management tools required just to manage their own network. We fundamentally believe at HP that management at all levels should be simple, should be intuitive, It should be easy for the customer to manage. So across these principles of having strong competition, which we believe is good, strong innovation, which we think drives the market, and easy management, which enables people to take advantage of the latest technologies, is how we are transforming the market. And we're not the only people saying this. There's been a lot written in the industry today talking about where network is and where it's going. You might have seen a recent report that came out from Gartner Group, titled, one of my favorite titles, Debunking the Myth of the Single Vendor Network. And talking how intermixing multiple suppliers into a networking environment is very doable and provides customers with a better overall total cost of ownership. That's what industry analysts are saying. We're also seeing changes on the selling side. This is a new survey that just came out on May 2nd. It was done by Baird, and it was their own research done by Baird, where they went out and talked to many of Cisco's top resellers, accounting for over $5 billion in Cisco sales. And this is what those resellers had to say during the survey. 75% of those participants said that HP is now part of the discussion in networking. 29% of those same resellers are saying that HP is influencing deal terms and winning over Cisco. So again, not HP saying this. These are the actual people who are reselling Cisco products today and what their opinions are. So how are we doing it? Well, we all start foundationally with an architecture. And from architectures, we build products. And we have a very unique networking architecture that we brought to market. It's built on a foundation of being open and scalable, giving everybody a consistent experience, making sure it's agile enough to deal with today's challenges, and then what most important is making sure it's secure. On top of that, to my point earlier about ease of management, we have by far the most comprehensive and easiest to use management technology in our industry. You'll see this later in the presentation as we go through it. And then finally, from an architectural perspective, we've done something that most of you will say, gee, that's common sense, why wouldn't everybody else do it? But something that we have not seen in our industry in a while, which is that we have a common architecture that spans from the data center to the campus to the branch. While others have products in all those spaces, they've implemented those products with different architectures. Different architectures bring friction to the environment, they become more difficult to manage, and they become more difficult for people to implement. What HP has done very uniquely with this architecture is, again, have a common approach that we build products to from the data center all the way to the branch. It's a more modern architecture than what's out there, and because it's a more modern architecture, it allows us to innovate faster than what you've seen. So this is what the family picture looks like. As you can tell, it's a complete offering. As we mentioned, from the data center to the campus to the branch, all covered by a single management environment. And what we're going to be speaking the rest of the time today about is the new offerings that you see in our networking family. And I think if you look at these offerings and look at the technology we're bringing to market, you're going to be greatly surprised at how far we've advanced things so quickly. So what do I mean by the surprise? Well, if you look at the campus environment, according to IDC, it's by far the largest segment of the networking market today. It's about $13.7 billion in total revenue. What you'll see in the introduction is that products introduced offer much better performance and lower latency than the current industry market share leader. Where versus a Catalyst will offer up to 250% of performance advantage over a Catalyst 6509. Versus a Catalyst 4506 will offer up to 600% higher performance. From a security perspective, if you look at our security product led by Tipping Point, over the last 2 years, you'll find that we have discovered over 309 vulnerabilities. In security, that's what you want to do, is discover the vulnerabilities before it hits you. Versus just one from the Cisco technology that it competes with. And from a management perspective, you'll see where we can take literally dozens of individual overlapping management tools and manage not only all of HP's products, but most of the industry's products, which is one single tool. So when we talk about our pillar of innovation, and we talk about our pillars of having a single common infrastructure, you will see in these products the benefits that this is bringing to customers in the marketplace today. Again, faster performance, lower latency, easier ways to manage the environment. Now, this is all built on what we've seen to be growing momentum in the marketplace today. If you followed our financial results for the last year to 18 months, you'll see that our networking business has been growing far faster than the market. The numbers you see up here on the screen right now are what was reported in our fiscal Q1. So our fiscal Q1 was our last publicly reported quarter. There you saw our networking business grew 183% year over year. If you normalize that for our switching and routing business, and normalize meaning you take the acquisition effect out, we grew at over 30% year over year. And we've grown this all over the world and in all segments of the market, in government, in SMB accounts, in large accounts. On the screen here, what you see are some of the customers who allow us to use their name publicly. I wish I could show you all the names that we can't say publicly as in addition to these. But you'll see in addition to people like BMW and Marriott Hotels and UPS, a whole host of leading worldwide companies who have seen the benefits of the transformation that HP is bringing to networking. So now to tell you more about this, what I'd like to do is turn the stage over to Marius Haas. Marius runs our global networking business, and he's going to take you through all today's exciting announcements. So Marius, please come up.
Thank you, Dave. As you can tell, we're excited to be here today and share the news with you and around the world. I want to send a special welcome to our friends at the Chelsea Football Club that are staying in the UK late to be here with us. But before I give you the details around the announcements that we're making, what I'd like to do is take a step backwards just for a second and talk a little bit about the legacy networks and how they're coming to a breaking point. First, incumbent technology is outdated and stifles innovation and collaboration. Dave talked about the fact that there is greater need for multimedia collaboration and video applications to come across the network. Today's environments are not enabling that to happen. Secondly, incumbent security is based on physical servers and doesn't secure virtual machines and or the private cloud. So where the future is going, the industry is currently not protecting it by making the right investments on the security side. Thirdly, incumbent solutions offer multiple disaggregate management tools that make it extremely difficult to manage. Dave mentioned it several times. We're going to show you how we're going to solve that problem. Last but not least on this slide, incumbent architectures are disjointed and increase operational complexity and cost. Competitors are providing solutions for the data center and then completely different solutions for the campus and edge. The customer has to pull the solution together and hence creating the complexity and creating the incremental cost. There are limitations to today's architecture. First and foremost, they're proprietary and don't give the flexibility to the network admin to make the necessary changes they want and be able to use best-of-breed applications as they come through. You saw the note from Dave with the single vendor paradigm with the Gartner report. Secondly, a one-size-fits-all architecture is oversubscribed today, especially again with the needs and requirements of the multimedia and collaboration capabilities that are being demanded. Vulnerable. I mentioned how the industry is not making the necessary investments in order to secure both virtual as well as physical environments at the data center all the way out to the campus edge. Fragile. How many times do you hear the story where a network administrator does not want to make changes to their core network environment because there's too much risk associated with it? How can we alleviate that concern for that network administrator? And last but not least, the inconsistent experiences for the different components of the network. It is what we call swivel chair management, a management tool for this piece and a completely different management tool for yet another component. Complex, expensive, and inefficient. What HP is doing today, it is announcing a new industry-leading network architecture that incorporates and converges the data center, the campus, and the branch environment into a modular building blocks that are optimized, integrated for simplicity, ease of use across all components of the network. Data center, branch, campus. There are 4 key modules as part of our architecture. The first one is Flex Fabric. It converges and secures server storage on a single network fabric for the data center. Secondly, Flex Campus. It provides optimal performance for multimedia and collaboration that is integrated back into the data center core with a seamless experience, and also does identity management at the edge of the network. Third, Flex Branch. We're optimizing the way a network administrator can provide application access and application performance at its most remote locations, albeit for small, medium, or large enterprises. And we're doing that by providing an integrated environment that allows for best-of-breed applications to be as a component and a part of our total solution that then gets distributed at the branch locations. Our Flex Network Architecture model has got 5 key components to it, and Dave briefly touched on it. And this is consistent across the board. First, it's open standards based. It drives open standards protocols across every module that we provide, but also it allows for interoperability and integration in heterogeneous environments as well. Scalability. We do scalability for features, functions, for capacity, and also for connectivity. Scale out in every which way. We provide security across every module within the environment. Again, in the data center, in the campus, and in the branch. We provide the agility back to the customers. They can make the changes without fearing the risk of altering something in the ecosystem that is going to disrupt what they're doing and the service levels that they're providing for their customers. And the consistent experience of a single pane of glass management is critically important in order to drive efficiency and productivity for the network management and our customers. Today, as Dave indicated, we're going to announce, in conjunction with our Flex Network Architecture, 3 core and very interesting and exciting new solutions. We're going to talk about the Flex Campus and how we're going to provide a holistic portfolio of capabilities that is best in breed in performance and optimizes delivery of content and multimedia at the campus and at the core. We're going to talk about our secure Flex Fabric tipping point solution that is best in class in protecting both virtual as well as physical environments in the data center. And last but not least, we'll spend quite a bit of time talking about our new Intelligent Management Center 5 release, which is IMC 5, which provides differentiated and a very great value proposition for our customers with, again, a single pane of glass management solution for the whole environment, not just piece parts. Okay? I'm going to go through these with you. So, industry-leading core performance for the Flex Campus. Today, what we're doing is we're announcing the new 810-500 as part of our overall Flex Campus portfolio. This is a product that is going to completely change what performance levels are delivered at the core of the campus. We will enable a 2-tier architecture model to become pervasive, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in detail. But we'll have 128 wire speed 10 gigabit E capability. With our IRF technology, we can cluster 2 of these 10500s to make it look like one big switch, virtualized switch, that delivers 208 port core for our customers. Later this year, we'll be able to offer a 4-cluster virtualized solution for our customers that will deliver 448 port core for the campus environment. We do this at 3 microsecond latency. Again, optimizing the delivery of both content, media, and video. At Interop tomorrow, we will demonstrate a 40 gigabit E solution, and we're also showing how we're ready for the 100 gigabit E solutions. Features, functions are interesting and exciting, but only if you can truly compare it to what's out there in the competition in the market. If you compare it to the Cisco 6509 product, Catalyst 6509, which has been their flagship product for over a decade, we deliver 75% lower latency, 250% higher performance, and 270% higher 10 gigabit E density. We are setting a new standard of performance when it comes to the campus core, and we're doing it with our 10500 product line. We're also providing industry leadership at the access layer of the campus. We have done innovation with our custom ASIC solutions that provide a differentiated and competitive advantage over everybody else in the market. What we're announcing today are 2 new line cards for our E5400 and our E8200 that again enables us to deliver this 2-tier architecture model consistently across the whole campus environment. Again, both at the core as well as at the edge. Give you a perspective. Every year in the market, within the campus environment, customers spend anything over roughly $10 billion in switches for the campus environment. $1.5 to $2 billion of that is spent on the distribution layer, which is an architecture model that was driven by one of our competitors. What HP is proposing and putting in place for our customers and for the market is a model that takes distribution layer and hence freeing up $1.5 to $2 billion of capital to be spent on innovation elsewhere, either on the network or across the enterprise infrastructure. Right? Compelling advantage. We deliver 288 gigabit E wire speed ports per chassis. We do this again at a sub-3 microsecond latency, and we lower power consumption by 35%. HP was the first to market with the IEEE standard efficient Ethernet, energy efficient Ethernet solution, which provides these benefits to our customers. If you compare this portfolio, this product line, these line cards, to the Catalyst 4500, 4506, we deliver up to 90% lower latency, 600% higher performance, and 128% higher port density. To complete the Flex Campus solution and portfolio, I want to reference an announcement that we've made recently with our new access points. We're setting industry standards on performance and the ability to deliver higher performance at larger distances. We're now creating an environment where either a wired or a wireless solution can be deployed seamlessly across an enterprise or a campus without any degradation of performance, which is what customers have been asking us to do for a long time. We're doing it with a dual radio that provides 450 megabits per second per radio and has 3 streams. We also can support up to twice as many devices per access point than any other competitor in the market. So if you look at the comparison versus the Cisco 1140 and the Cisco 3500 access points, we will provide 50% higher performance. We can provide 15 simultaneously high-definition video streams versus their 10. And we can provide 150 megabits per second performance at 200 feet versus the 30 feet from Cisco. So if you want that kind of performance, you literally need to be standing underneath the access point with our competitive products, their competitive products. So, a very compelling, differentiated, and leading performance in the Flex Campus solutions from HP. Let me talk a little bit about security. What we have here is the industry-leading, scalable, secure virtual framework for both physical and virtual data centers. This is our new Tipping Point 6100N product. The industry leader in being able to secure virtual as well as physical environments. We can inspect virtual to virtual machine traffic as well as virtual to physical machine traffic. Today, we provide 8 gigabits per second inspection throughput. But what we can also do is we can virtualize 2 of these 6100s and deliver a total of 16 gigabits per second inspection throughput. With our DV Labs industry-leading research, we're providing our customer not only with a great product, but a wealth of knowledge around what vulnerabilities are out in the market. Give you an example, and I'll start on the bottom, and I'll start right to left for you this time. Over the last 2 years, we've discovered 309 new vulnerabilities versus Cisco's discovery of 1. We offer 33% lower power consumption with the 6100, and we provide 100% greater performance than the equivalent Cisco 4270. We've talked about management. We've talked about how the industry has created a disaggregate model that has driven complexity across the environment. If you were to ask one of our competitors to provide a list of what tools do you need in order to provide a comprehensive management capability of data center, campus, and branch, this is what they will provide. Over 30 tools to manage what HP can do with 1. Our single pane of glass management for the network, Flex network architecture is a phenomenal capability that we're putting in the hands of our customers in order to simplify their environment and truly provide that single pane of glass capability they've been asking for decades. Right? We manage 2,600 devices from 35 manufacturers, and over 1,000 of those devices are from Cisco. Customers tell us that we manage Cisco better than Cisco. The capabilities that we have provides convergence between physical and virtual management. We can do auto discovery of virtual machines as well as virtual switches. We can federate network management and server orchestration. And with our latest tool, our active control, we automatically synchronize between our IMC capability and our virtual connect solution. So as an example, if you're a server administration, you'll have full visibility and manageability of the network assets and vice versa, providing that flexibility and that transparency for the network and the overall IT organization. Just putting this capability on a slide doesn't do it justice. What I'd like to do at this point in time, I'd like to ask Les Stewart to come and join me on stage. Les is our distinguished architect and is going to give you a demonstration of the power of IMC. Welcome, Les.
Thanks very much, Marcus. HP has a strong history of delivering management solutions that simplify the most complex of environments. And we've done it once again. Intelligent Management Center 5.0 is a huge leap in operational efficiency, offering complete control of physical and virtual resources through a single pane of glass. The previous version of this software was game-changing This version leaves our competitors in the dust. Allow me to show you. So from IMC's homepage here, you can see it's a widget-based interface so that every user can have their own interface, customizable to their own preferences. Call it the My Yahoo approach to management. But what's most important is here in the service section, bringing together what is traditionally separate management tools. You can see the different functions that IMC offers. Full access management, NAC, desktop access management, advanced services like wireless and MPLS, but we can even get into traffic analysis and drill down and see what's happening at a business level. And you can see here, we can do a complete protocol breakdown, and very soon, that will be even VM to VM traffic analysis. But in providing complete control, we need to be able to manage not only the Flex network architecture, but others as well. And here you can see a number of vendors that we fully support. Extreme, Alcatel, Juniper, my goodness, there's even Marconi in there. Now let's go on to the device models. And here you can see over 2,600 devices modeled in IMC. You might wonder, let's try these guys. I'm sure you've heard of these guys. That's correct, 1,000. Over 1,000 devices modeled from Cisco. The 6509, 4500, 2811, 3750, and I could go on. But you may wonder, can we actually manage it? Well, let's go here into the resource section now. I've got a very healthy infrastructure, but there appears to be some problem in the routing section, so I'm going to drill down a little bit here. Well, it appears that the problem happens to be with this particular router. And what you see here is asset information, even firmware level information, and then fault information and a snapshot of the performance information. And up the panel on the side here, that's hardly visible, is a lot of management functionality, including the ability to drill down to the running configuration, even firmware level. I can edit this and I can push it out to this device and other devices. But in bridging that physical and virtual management gap, we're also going to provide more visibility, like through the topology. And here, in the network view, you can actually see all of your virtual resources. Here is the virtual servers and the workloads. Let's drill down into this virtual server, and you can see all the different assets associated with it, including the VMs. You can see the status of the VMs, but I can also do a migration. I can initiate a vMotion from my management console to another server. And in this case, it will also move the network profile over when that workload actually gets migrated. So now, let's take a look at it visually. Your traditional topology map, but what we've added here is visualization of your virtual resources. So here, you can see my virtual servers. And I can drill down into that virtual server, into the VMs that are associated with that virtual server. Here's another virtual server. And I can even see the status of the VMs that are running. Built from the ground up, IMC delivers what IT has been asking for. Complete control of physical and virtual resources from a single pane of glass. Intelligent Management Center is unmatched by any of our competitors. Yet again, HP delivers.
Thank you, Les. Truly differentiated capability and simplification for our customers across the board. But a demonstration is one thing, but actually hearing it from a customer is even better. So with that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite on stage Henry Fester, Chief Technologist and Managing Director, Managing Partner at SHI, and Johnny Hernandez, Vice President, Director of Information Security at Prime Lending. Thank you, Henry. Thanks for coming on, Johnny. Henry, why don't you give us a brief description of SHI?
So I think everybody here probably recognizes SHI as a major technology reseller. But today we're going to talk about a new venture for SHI, which is to become a major cloud services provider, specifically in the area of infrastructure as a service.
Johnny, talk a little bit about Prime Lending.
Sure thing. Prime Lending is one of the fastest growing premier mortgage lenders in the nation currently, producing over $7 billion annually.
And Johnny, what are some of the key priorities that you have within Prime Lending?
Prime Lending has some unique requirements, especially around our growth. Growing virtually, basically from a 40% up to well over a 90% threshold with our server growth. That was a significant factor in what we selected when it came to our security and the tools that we utilized.
Perfect. Henry, what are some of the things that you're focused on within SHI?
So from our cloud initiative, I mentioned we're going after the infrastructure as a service space. We're actually going after a very specific niche of that, something we refer to as a mission critical cloud or the industrial grade cloud. And so our intention is to provide the highest quality virtual machines that customers can use as a part of their day-to-day infrastructure.
Perfect. And Henry, how is some of the things that HP has done to help you deliver an optimal environment for your customers?
Well, first and foremost, if virtual machines are going to be truly useful, they need to be delivered to the customer's network. And so the MPLS and VLAN capabilities were enormously important to us. They also need to be delivered in a very robust fashion. And so that the capabilities of IRF and IMC are enormously important in terms of the creation of our core networking and the management of networking.
Perfect. And Johnny, you've got a long history in the security space. Share with us some of your experiences and specifically some of the challenges that keep you up at night and how HP and Tipping Point have been able to help you.
Absolutely. Prior to joining Prime Lending, I have a significant background in security consulting over 12 years, addressing several of our customers' requirements and needs. HP Tipping Point in particular with Prime Lending definitely addressed a lot of the requirements that we needed when it came to our blind spots and our virtualized environment. DB Labs research on the back end definitely allows me to sleep much better at night.
Perfect. Well, Henry and Johnny, thank you for joining us here today. And we'll have some sessions later where we can spend more time with the two gentlemen and describe the exact environment that they have. So thank you. Customers like SHI and Prime Lending are not unique in the sense that they want to move from complex environments to a simplified architecture model. They want to move from proprietary architectures to a standards-based open protocol solution. What we have done at HP is ensure that we can help with those transitions. We've got a 7x24 in 124 countries around the world. We provide services in conjunction with our partner community that facilitates that transition. So specific services that do migration services from proprietary to industry standard protocols, that's one. Another one that does migration from complex to a two-tier data center and campus architecture. And we also provide full comprehensive flex network lifecycle services, everything from planning to staging to deployment and to management across the board, and again, consistently in 124 countries around the world. Technology innovation has been the forefront of where HP networking is focused on. Delivering simplicity, delivering a value proposition that resonates with customers and makes them want to make the transformation in order to be able to do more things because of the demands that they have. This momentum has translated in the market. To give you an example, and we're in a quiet period, so I can't give you specific details of how we are today, but if you take a look back over the last 2 years, we have grown switching almost 4 times the market. We have grown the wireless LAN environment over almost 5 times the market. Routing, greater than 15 times the market. And security, almost 2 times the market. You saw from Dave a list of very distinguished customers. These are customers that are on this journey with us to transform the industry, but more important, make their environment much more compelling in the sense of being able to deliver more services and more functionality towards their internal and external constituencies. If you look at this momentum and how it translates into revenue growth versus our largest competitor, clearly we have set a new bar. Our exceptional growth in this market has also translated in significant share shift. Over this period of time, HP has increased their market share position by over 230 basis points, while our leading competitor has declined by 380 basis points. The value proposition that we're providing to our customers is leading to the results that you see here in the last few slides. So in summary, we are delivering a whole new flex network architecture that is the industry's only single network architecture across the data center, across the campus, and the branch with a single pane of glass management solution. We've shown you the full set of products and solutions for the Flex campus environment that drives a new standard for multimedia core and delivery with higher standards of performance than any of the competitors in the market. We've secured the Flex Fabric with the best-in-class threat protection for both virtual data centers as well as physical environments. And last but not least, we've shown you and are introducing to the market IMC version 5 that is a single pane of glass management that extends to virtual elements and federates with the server orchestration. A comprehensive architecture with best-in-class portfolio of solutions that complements our architecture. And again, we're extremely excited to present this to you and present this to the market and our customers to continue to change the way the networking industry is transforming. So with that, what we'd like to do is we'd like to conclude the worldwide broadcast. Again, thank you for the folks around the world that have joined us. And again, special thanks to our partners in the UK for staying up this late and being with us. Thank you very much.
Magazine coverage of Interop is brought to you by HP Networking. Change the rules to enable the cloud. Also brought to you by Citrix and GoToMeeting. Go over to GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free Now button, and enter in the word podcast for a 30-day free trial. And also Telestream and Wirecast. Produce your show straight from your computer right to the internet with Wirecast. Geekazine is a proud member of the TechPodcast.com network. If it's tech, it's here.